So welcome back, friends, to a very rainy day in the homestead, which makes a very nice day to work in the wood shop. Today I want to share something with you that is one of the most unusual things that I have yet to come across. And to be honest with you, when I first received it, I had no idea of what it was. It is made by the Stanley Tool Company, and it's called the Odd Job. These were produced, I think the first ones that I saw sometime in the late 1800s, and I think they were even built all the way up until sometime in the mid 30s or so, 1930s, before they were discontinued. And it is quite an interesting little tool. Now, the Odd Jobs is, well, we're going to go into each individual thing it does. It does all sorts of just common little tasks that would be helpful to the woodworker. So, unfortunately, I'm missing one of the pieces, which would have been its original ruler. Now, you can see here it makes up, there's three components that basically make up the Odd Jobs, and it's the body, and the scribe was a combination scribe on two ends and a small screwdriver, and the body, of course, and then a ruler. And the ruler would have been the original one, which I don't have, would have been brass edges, brass lined. I saw pictures of them so that when you tightened the set screw, it wouldn't damage the wood. But for today, what is it? For all intents and purposes, did I say it right this time? I've never said it right in the past. We're going to use one from the combination square. So first off, let's go through all of the different things it does, because it does a lot of things and it does them pretty well. You know, this little Odd Job tool, you know what it seems like to me? This seems like one of those things that was invented by a guy that was probably a master carpenter, and he tinkered around in his shop, and he wanted something that was like a multi-tool, you know, for a carpenter that did all the little things that he could keep in a shop apron or tool bag that would help him from going back and forth. A time-saving thing that was just handy. I wonder if it wasn't something like that he went to Stanley and maybe they bought it from him. Who knows? I'm just making all this up, but it has that feel of practicality to it. All right, so let's get into what the Odd Job can do. So first off, the Odd Job is a depth gauge. It's a depth gauge there with its ruler. So let's say we wanted to measure a depth of 1 inch right there. We tighten the set screw, and that gives us right there depth gauge. We could check lots of things. We could check the depth of a mortise. Let's pretend that our little dovetail gauge guide here is we want to see, you know, what a simple repeatable way to measure that. Set that down. We see with it that we've got 1.5 inches there. Isn't that clever? If we wanted to set the depth of our table saw blade, we could do that. Run that up there. Just a million different reasons as a depth gauge. If we take the ruler out, we have a dual purpose scribe right here. What do I mean by a scribe? Well, we use pencils oftentimes now, but older carpenters typically would use scribes. A lot of woodworkers still use scribes. Scribe is just what it sounds like right there. We can make a mark on our board right there, big enough that it can be used. On the other side, we have another scribe point. You see that little tiny one right there? And this is a screwdriver. So the scribe feature, let's say we want to scribe along here at a particular distance. We flip this around with the scribe down. We measure that distance, whatever it is we want, off of the fence. Tighten our set screw. Now we can take and we can scribe Sorry, I'm not doing very good here because I'm at an odd angle. But we can scribe any depth we want up to, I don't know, it goes pretty far right there, maybe 1.75 inches or so. So the next feature of the Odd Job is as an inside miter gauge. An inside miter gauge would help you to align an inside miter. Let's say it was a drawer or a picture frame or anything like that. It helps you to have that. You've got it in your pocket. You can put it down there and you can perfectly line up an inside miter. It can also be used as a spirit level. Right there. You see that? Pretty cool. This is one of my favorite features it does. So if we take out the scribe and we look on here, we'll see right there is a little point. It's a little pivot point. And on the back of the scribe is a small screwdriver. Look at that, little regular screwdriver that fits in here and that adjusts that pivot point. Now, we're unfortunately at a bit of a disadvantage because we don't have the original ruler, but let's say we had the original ruler, and how it would differ than this one would be as it has a small notch in the end, and that notch is used for your pencil to fit into. So let's say that we wanted to do a radius. We want to do a radius. We want to draw a radius. These things are hard to do without specialized tools. So we put that on the pin there, right? So right there. And we can line this up. So this, what do we have here? We got a 12-inch. Say we want to do a 12-inch radius, right? All right. This here, by pressing right here, we have that pin now, which is in the wood, kind of holding its position. And if we had the original ruler, we would put that pencil in the groove, right? Gonna have to kind of make do here. But right there we have now 12-inch radius. We could do an entire circle right there, which would be a 24-inch circle. How cool is that? Wouldn't it love to find the original ruler? I don't know that's going to happen being made out of wood and all, but we could take one of these and I could cut the groove in that if I ever get a combination square that's missing its anvil. You know, another thing that's really cool about this that I noticed is once you put it away, let's say you're done doing your scribing and your inside mitering and all that stuff, all the points are covered. It's not like something, if it's in your toolbox, you're going to reach in and grab it, or it's in your apron, it's going to poke holes in you, or poke holes in your apron. It's all kind of, it really contains itself very nicely. I think that's kind of cool. Oh, and we're not done yet, guys. Check this out. It is also a square. There we've got 90 degrees, right? If we want to do 45, we flip it over, we've got a 45-degree square right there. We can hold that there, and we can draw a 45. So there you have it, guys, the Stanley #1 odd job. That is a very interesting tool. This was given to me by my friend Luke, Michigan Gardener. He's also a YouTube creator. Check out his channel. I'll put a link in the end card. Excellent channel. Just went over 100,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Luke, and thanks for sending this. This is truly, truly unique. What's my take on it? You know, these are being reproduced. Also, before I get, is it Wade Garrett? Wade Garrett making these out of brass, basically just copying the original design. But it's a neat little thing because it's something, you know, I could put in my vest pocket right here. And if I was just doing lots of different things, working, I could be able to have that to do so many different odd jobs. I think the name is really appropriate. It's not the most accurate scribe. It's not the most accurate level. It's not the most accurate square or depth gauge and all of that, but it is really handy and it does a lot of things very well. So that's kind of cool to have that. But yeah, interesting. I thought I'd share that with you. It's something I'd never seen before, and just a remarkable little tool. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.